there's been an amendment to the Myles Simmons best division quarterback by quarterback in football. Kenny Pickett is out in Cleveland. He's not out. He's still there, but he's no longer the best they have to offer. They now have to offer a former Super Bowl MVP. They have a former two-time highest paid quarterback in all of football. They have a former comeback player of the year. He's back, baby. Back in orange, back in brown, back in white. Joe Flacco, dust off number 15, put him back out on the field. Joe Flacco, your reaction as a Cleveland native and a Browns fan, your immediate reaction to Joe Flacco being, this comes from Adam Schefter of ESPN. I'm sure per sources, he's returning on a one-year deal, contract negotiated by Joe Linta. I'm sure that's the tweet. Go. What's your reaction?
That kind of is the tweet. Yes, I think it's great. Obviously, Joe Flacco had a lot of success with the Browns, helped them get to the playoffs, and then threw 2 pick sixes against the Texans. But look, when you have a franchise that has been as bad as the Browns at quarterback, and then you bring in somebody who had success running the offense Kevin Stefanski likes to run, I mean, this is a good move. And the Browns needed some more depth at quarterback, right? You basically just have Kenny Pickett and nobody else right now. So if nothing else, you need somebody for the offseason program. I think we can anticipate that the Browns will bring in somebody else through the draft. Who knows who that's going to be and where they are going to select them. And look, Joe Flacco threw too many interceptions with the Browns. All right. Like it was off the charts, the interception rate, but he also threw a lot of touchdowns. And look, the Browns are never going to play Deshaun Watson again. All right. I don't think Deshaun Watson's ever going to play another down in the NFL ever again. So like, that is what it is, even though he says
how
he's
dare
going to be
you
better than ever. I mean, like, good luck in the UFL if they want you, bro. I mean, like, production equals tolerance, right? Like, come on now.
Wow.
I'm sorry. And, you know, take that nasty cheesesteak place out of Cleveland when you're at it. And look, I
do what now? Wait, what now?
He's got a cheesesteak restaurant that like,
wow,
it's like fast casual of some way.
Wow.
And like, I don't know who goes
Myles
there.
is on one today.
There.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Like, get it out of here. Like,
wow.
It's on the route my mom takes to work. She may be going past it right now, which would be very funny. Anyway, I think this is a really good move for the Browns. Like Kenny Pickett could be the starter, but I think if Joe Flacco's there and you want the young guy to get some tutoring, you know, under somebody who's had success in the system that they're going to put back in place because number 4 is not going to be the quarterback anymore. This to me is a very good move.
I knew what your answer was going to be because as I was minding my own business during the break, the IFB in my ear punctured my eardrum because I heard Myles say, "Whoa, Joe Flacco to the Browns, yes, baby, yes." So Myles is very happy that Joe Flacco is back, and he'll be even happier when Deshaun Watson is gone for good. And it comes a day after Watson, and I always love it when people are motivated by the fact that others have noticed that you're not very good anymore, right? I mean, it's not like it's an irresponsible take to say Deshaun Watson is a shell of the guy that he was when we last saw him play at a high level 5 years ago. But everyone is doubting me, he said on social media. Everyone doesn't believe in me. Everyone doesn't think I can get back to where I was. But I know I believe the work I put in, that I can believe in myself, the peace that I've been channeling the last couple of months. I know I'm going to be way better than before. I will bet the under on that. Prove me wrong, please do. But it will have been, by the time we see him healthy again, it will have been 6 years since we last saw him play at a high level. I don't think you get it back after 6 years. That was one of the arguments for the continued shunning of Colin Kaepernick. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, folks who get mad anytime I mention his name. But that was one of the reasons. Well, it's been so long since he's played. There's no point anymore. It's been 5 years since he played. How can he be any good? Fine. Same thing applies to Deshaun Watson. 6 years after we last saw anything good from him, I would not expect it. But I do expect it from Joe Flacco, even though he's 40, still has the arm. And I think, and I love the fact that he's a former franchise quarterback who has embraced being a backup, who loves the game so much that he'll take any position he can get. And now he's in Cleveland. And does that mean no Kirk Cousins? I have a feeling that Kirk Cousins may not, when he wakes up after the draft and looks at the landscape, the 32 teams, there might not be a spot for him to be traded to play this year. He might be stuck in Atlanta.
He might be. That's a really interesting consequence. I mean, and of course there was the whole why is Kirk Cousins at a Westlake Chipotle, thing going on last week. And I would like to amend what I said about the lefties cheesesteaks earlier, because I don't want anybody to lose their jobs. Like that, I don't want to
get sued for
I don't want people to lose their jobs. But
let me just say this too. While we're in the vicinity, I don't want us getting sued for defamation of lefties cheesesteaks. It's Myles' opinion. It's an expression of his opinion. No statements of fact were made when Myles was doing his anti-lefty cheesesteaks rant. All right, continue.
Yes. All right. Thank you very much. But I do think that is a really interesting consequence of this move. Schefter also reported that Flacco had been in conversations with the Steelers and Vikings, right? So that's also places where
Joe Linta also told him that he was in conversation with the Vikings. And, let's get it right. The agents are the source of all of this stuff. Let's not pretend that anybody is in dumpsters piecing together pages that had been shredded to try to find out the truth. The agents tell them, and then they on the same phone that they got the text, they copy it, paste it, and put it into a tweet. This is not Edward R. Murrow. All right, go ahead. I feel better now.
Thank you. Okay, great. I'm glad you
Good night and good luck.
Yeah, right. But Kirk Cousins to the Browns made a lot of sense, right? Given the history between Kirk Cousins and Kevin Stefanski. But I think the Browns made a pertinent decision to say, hey, well, we're not going to just trade for that guy and his entire contract. Why would we do that when we have, a Joe Flacco who could also be a part of this team and has been a part of this team and was good, right? Good enough to help that team get to the playoffs, in a situation that at that point was kind of dire for the team at quarterback. So yeah, I like everything that the Browns have done here with this move. It is a smart football decision to bring Joe Flacco back. And I think it also, not that we didn't know that the Deshaun Watson era with the Browns was over, given that Jimmy Haslam effectively said it in Palm Beach last week. But I think this signals the end to that, because part of the reason why you didn't bring Joe Flacco back last year was the Browns were trying to cater everything to number 4, from bringing in Ken Dorsey to run a Frankenstein offense to, then making sure that Joe Flacco was not in the building so that fans would not clamor for Joe Flacco every single time number 4 was on the field. So this is a signal to say, hey, look, we understand what it is we're doing. We're going back to what we've done, and we believe it's going to be successful.
Do you call it a Frankenstein offense because when they lose a close game, Ken Dorsey destroys the booth the same way that Frankenstein destroys a village? Remember that video?
You're putting pieces together that don't match.
I know.
And trying to make it work. This is more.
I know. I wanted to make reference to the time that Ken Dorsey destroyed the booth.
Yeah, I know.
When they lost to the Dolphins late in a September game in Miami. Also, from a draft standpoint, I doubt that they're. They could still take Shedeur Sanders. I think it's going to be Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter at number 2. I think. Now they've got their quarterback, and you're right. I like the fact also that they're willing to not double down on their decision to not bring Joe Flacco back last year, and they're basically acknowledging what we all knew. There's no way they would have given Deshaun Watson any fair opportunity to thrive, because one incompletion and we would have heard Flacco week 1 against the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes. The fans would have been right. I mean, they should have put in Jameis Winston in week 4 or whatever it was when they went to go play the Las Vegas Raiders. That's the one thing that, I mean, we were talking about the Panthers before, right? They at least understood, hey, this guy can't play offense right now. Let's get somebody who at least can run the offense. And then maybe, later on we can put the guy that can't run the offense back in there. But I also understand that when you give Deshaun Watson all the guaranteed money in the world, that's not as easy as to do when you didn't have a rookie. So yeah, this whole offseason for the Browns has been, we made a mistake with Deshaun Watson. We are trying to get back to where we believe we can be with Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski running the football operation.
Right, but back to our Twix metaphor from earlier. This is all because Jimmy Haslam wanted Deshaun Watson. It was all because Jimmy Haslam refused to admit that he effed it up. And now that he finally is willing to say it, it's like they all can exhale. Everybody under Jimmy Haslam who knew it was a crap show and it was a disaster, but they couldn't do anything about it. They were stuck with Deshaun Watson. Poor Kevin Stefanski having to defend not benching Deshaun Watson when he would have loved to have said, I don't know that he would have loved to have said it. I would have loved to have heard it. Hey, folks, I mean, why do you think I'm playing him? Because the guy that owns the team is trying to justify the stupid-ass decision that he made for us in 2022. So good news, Browns fan. Your owner has finally realized that, I don't know, maybe it's like other things we've seen where we do something, we set the house on fire and then we let it burn for a while and then we show up and we put the fire out. And we're geniuses for putting the fire out. Jimmy Haslam is a genius for putting the fire out. He's a genius for moving on from Deshaun Watson. I know you don't know what I'm talking about. When we return,
I know what you're talking about.
You just have nothing to say.
I think it's the same thing.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.